Garu.
Thank you very much, Deepthi, for your kind words. And hello, everyone. Thank you, Shirdi Sai Temple of Connecticut, to um, make me participate in this program today. It's really wonderful to be with all of you. So I was requested, I was asked to speak on the concept of Gurutatwam. It's very dear to me. It's because it's very fascinating. Feels like we have understood it, but it just slips through. And all the time, it's a good learning every single day, every single minute. So if we look at the overall picture of life itself, we all need guidance at various stages of our life. It could be that guidance could be of any kind, and it could be coming from various sources. Like it starts with parents, and then there are several teachers in school and college and university. There are friends, there are well-wishers, everyone trying in their own way, in their own manner to help us and guide us with many decisions of life, essentially. And with that, there are certain circumstances that we are faced with. There are people who help us. So this guidance essentially is required by all of us. And guidance is more so needed in the subject of spirituality and understanding God. We use the word God very often, but understanding Him and His creation and how He operates, what does He ask of us? Where is He? How does He look like? All these questions, there the need for guidance is more important. That's because it's not understandable, or he or she is not understandable using a simple logic or intellect, which is extremely limited in all of us. So that's where guidance is required. And then there are several things that we can take help from to understand this concept. There are Puranas, there is Upanishads. There are several scholars and there are elders too in our own home, our ancestors, and several priests who can help us in this direction. And apart from all this, there is this word that we very often use called Guru. There is that Guru also who comes to our rescue here. Now, let's understand that Guru is not one individual, nor it's a he or a she. It's a concept, it's an aspect, which is extremely eternal in nature, which is permanent in nature, which means if we look up to somebody as a guru, and he has, let's say, a lifespan of 32 years, 16 years, 79 years, or 85 years, or even 120 years. The physical lifespan of Krishna was 120. So the guru, the concept of guru does not start with the birth of that individual, nor does it end after the individual leaves the body. And hence it is called permanent, hence it is called eternal. So if that is the concept of guru, then what is Gurutatwa? Gurutatwa, again, is not an individual, but it is a concept. It is said that Gurutatwa is the Jnana Tattva, or the aspect of knowledge of Sadashiva. It started there, where the beginning of the universe happened several millions of years ago. We all know this concept of yugas and kalpa and manvantaras and all that. So when essentially the Brahmanda came into existence, Sadashiva created himself to be the Brahmanda. There are several siddhantas around this. So the Jnana Tattva of Sadashiva is the eternal Guru Tattva, which is pervading in the entire universe. That's what is told by elders. It is that primordial soul that entered the universe to guide the jivas And that soul started this Gurutatwa. So it began then, and hence it is eternal. Hence it will remain till the end of this kalpa. Until this whole Brahmanda is absorbed back, that Tattva will remain. So for those of us who are worried that Kali Yuga is very bad and it is full of sins, there's a lot of adharma going on. Nothing to be worried about that, because that Guru Tattva is all pervading, eternal, and permanent. So all of us can seek that. So if you look at certain phases from the beginning of that Guru Tattvam or Sadashiva Jnana Tattvam, it is said that part of Dakshinamurti, or rather part of Rudra, Dakshinamurti came out and he became the guru of the entire universe, not just the guru of me or you, but he's the guru of the entire Brahmanda, all the 14 lokas. When I say 14 lokas, it is said that there are 14 worlds and Earth is just one of them. There are several other up and down. We are in the middle. So from Dakshinamurti came Dattatreya, who is the first guru of Earth, that belongs to Earth. So the concept of Guru Tattva makes itself available to mankind who's used to praying to a form, who is used to conversing with a form instead of just a light or a concept. It's difficult to interact with wind, right? It's difficult to interact with something that is not seen, that is not understood. Hence, the idols are made. Hence, there's a personification that happens. And Guru Tattva itself takes the form of different gurus, or rather enters different gurus and speaks through them. So if you have a certain guru and if you're interacting with that so-called human being, it's important to remember that this eternal Guru Tattva is speaking through him. Only then it is effective. Our learning is effective. So many gurus, right from the beginning of Dakshinamurti to more recent gurus that we are devoted to, Baba, Ramana Maharshi, Trailinga Swami, and many others, Aurobindo. All these people, the Jnana Tattva that is speaking through them is the Guru Tattva. That's how we need to see this. It's like a invisible force that is available equally to all of us, not just to the human beings, but to various other species also. Given the half an hour time slot, I'm trying to condense instead of going into different, slipping into different subtopics, which is a slip for me. So if you look at the purpose of life that many of us talk about all the time, to me, basically there's just two categories of purpose of life. One is the material life, where we have a family, we have to take care of the health, wealth, and well-being, housing, clothing, those basic things. And then there is progress of the soul. Progress of the soul is actually the higher purpose of life. And it is said in the Puranas, and hence it is true, that the basic purpose of taking birth is to attain liberation. The word liberation again comes with several terminology. Some people call it self-realization, some people call it moksha, some call it mukti. Essentially what it means is coming out of the bondages of limited life. So if that is the primary purpose of human birth, that which helps you gain liberation is the Guru Tattva in the body of a guru that you trust in and you pray to. Let's say you're praying to Baba, you're praying to Satsai Baba or Shirdi Baba or anyone, or Dakshinamurti. Your application is actually going to the Guru Tattva and responding from the personified Guru Tattva that you have trust in and that you're praying to. That's how you need to see this, which means that it is not limited to a particular religion that we are born into or we trust in. It encompasses all the religions, all the paths, all the traditions, and all cultures also sometimes. But talking about cultures, it's important to remember that Guru essentially is available where the culture talks about moksha or liberation. And if the culture does not have the aspect of liberation at all in their life, there's no Guru available in that culture. So that's how we need to understand. So a lot of merit, we call it punyam and papam, merit and demerit. A lot of merit of many lifetimes actually is needed to enter the Guru Tatwa. When I say enter the Guru Tatwa, I mean one needs to transcend from the limited form and shape of the Guru to the concept, the Tatwa of the Guru. That's when you're really, if you look at any, if you take any Guru who has spoken the truth, all Gurus are supposed to speak the truth. But if you take any of the scriptures or testaments or promises made by any of the Gurus, they are hinting towards the tattva itself. They are not saying that I am the be all and end all of this whole creation. There is something else. And they say it very subtly, they say it very gently, so that by praying to the form, we essentially go to the formless tattva. And that formless tattva helps us gain the knowledge of liberation and someday gain liberation itself. So many lifetimes of merit is actually required to enter the concept of Guru Tattva itself. That's actually very amazing. So the spiritual journey, material journey, all of us go through all the time, right from the birth to getting a good school, getting good marks, getting into college, getting into a job, trying to get married, having children, and then health and progeny, all of that. Sometimes there are struggles, sometimes it becomes easy. It has intelligence as to why it becomes easy, why it becomes a struggle. But when beyond all these things, a question arises in the individual as to what else is there in life? Is this all that there is to it in this life? That's when the concept of Guru enters in our life. So it's extremely important to understand the two parallel purposes of life: the journey of the soul and spirit, and the smooth sail of material success and desire fulfillment. It's not right to say that I will think about spirituality, I'll think about God after I retire, or after I get my children married, or after I settle my children in some school and college. It's a parallel activity. It's a 24/7 activity. It has to be done every single day. And in fact, when you're spiritually inclined, when there is a certain attitudinal change that occurs in you, you start looking at life very differently. You start seeing things very differently. And success actually becomes much more easier when you have a spiritual inclination rather than when you don't. But for material success, if you are getting inclined towards spirituality, that's again a big maya, right? So coming back to the Guru Tattva, another way of looking at this concept apart from Sadashiva. So there is this shloka also, right? Sadashiva Samarambham Vyasa Sankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. So this shloka addresses the Guru Parampara, which was started by the Guru Tattva. So Guru Parampara and Guru Tattva are kind of similar in a way. So another way of looking at this Tattva is there is an invisible force that is guiding all of us, whether we are atheists or not, whether we are believers or not, whether we believe in anything at all or not. There's something called conscience or inner voice that's inside all of us. It's inside equally to a child. It's as much there for a guru who's walked on earth. It's inside every one of the human beings. So even if there is no embodied guru that one can pray to or one believes in, he needs to believe in the conscience that he has. The beauty about conscience is it is inside you, it is yours. Second, it is extremely subtle. It doesn't dominate you to do certain things. It audits you all the time. So whenever you're in a decision making process, whenever you're trying to do something, there's an auditor in you that keeps poking you, saying this is wrong or this is right. It tells you with honesty, great honesty, what is dharma, what is righteousness. Sometimes it comes in the form of a dream. Sometimes it just speaks to you without using any language. It's extremely naughty too, because when you ask it to shut up and then you do what is more profitable to you, it still keeps poking you in the form of guilt or regret. Not just that day when you're taking that action, but even after 10 years or 50 years, it keeps coming back at you and says that, what you did then was incorrect. So that is Gurutatwa. So one need to spend time to connect with that inner voice, connect with that conscience, and when possible, establish a dialogue with that, a to and fro. Ask a question instead of letting your mind answer it itself immediately. Wait for an answer. So after asking a good question, the time that you wait to get an answer from the inner voice is called tapas. You're searching for the truth. You're searching for a true answer. So that waiting is very important. And attention to the conscience, the voice of the conscience is very important. So attention in waiting has been beautifully summarized by Baba as Shraddha and Saburi. So when you're attentive to the inner voice and you're waiting for the right answer to come after asking a question with a lot of sincerity and honesty, that is Shraddha and Saburi in true sense. In many beautiful angles, we can look at this concept, but this is one way of looking at it. So read the Puranas, ask God to Guruji, Shivananda Guruji, he used to beautifully say that it's very simple to lead a life of fulfillment, to fulfill the purpose of life, not just the material in nature, but spiritual also. That is to ask God to send you a guru. And when you get a guru, ask him to take you to God. There ends the matter. After that, Shraddha and Saburi is all is required there. So that's really all I had today. So I wish you a happy New Year in advance. And let's remember that New Year is not just about turning a calendar, January 1st, and then everything is new. No, nothing will be new unless we want to be new, unless we want to be improved, and improved in terms of the qualities that we have, in terms of how much we want to contribute to others, how much we want to be dharmic, how much we want to be sincere at work, how much we want to be loyal to the relationships that we have. All these things, all the good things that we all know. Whenever there is an improvement to that, that actually is the new year. So this new year, let's resolve to connect with the inner voice that we all have already. Talk to the God inside, maintain that Shraddha and Saburi, and let's have a beautiful year next. Back to you, Deepti. Thank you.
Thank you so much.